This podcast is brought to you by Blue Apron.
The show is presented by On It. This podcast is brought to you by Blue Apron. Blue Apron is the #1 fresh ingredient and recipe delivery service in the country. They're amazing. I just got my dad. I got him a whole new kitchen set up so he can try it. He's really excited. I love it. He loves it. You're going to love it. Go to blueapron.com right now /Joey, and you're going to get your first 3 meals for free with free shipping. That's blueapron.com /Joey. This show is also brought to you by Lyft. Go to lyft.com /Joey today and sign up to drive for Lyft. Lyft drivers can make up to $35 an hour, and getting started is just a tap away. Sign up today at lyft.com /Joey, and when you complete 100 rides in 30 days, you're going to get a $500 driver bonus. That's lyft.com /Joey.
Oh, shit. Get your Monday started. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. 2 joints and some jungle boogie. Who's better than fucking you on a Monday morning? Uncle Joey here, my main man, Fahim Anwar, a badass fucking comedian from the store that I look at and I go, Jesus Christ, he's a savage. Some nights he's got long hair, some nights he's got a hat on. I don't know who the fuck he is. And I got my main man, Lee Syatt. How was your weekend, dog?
I had dabs last night. I actually went out and was like an actual human being last night. I went to someone's house when we went to Vicky Pez's and we grilled. Dabs they have dabs now. You don't have to have like the whole rig. They just have like the part that you smoke it through, and they have the torch. Those are fun. I don't know why. I don't know
why either. I don't even know why the fuck I ask you. Anyway. They're fun. Wait till the eyebrows go on fire and you're spitting fucking blood.
The only one who's gonna burn my eyebrows off is you. You always have the lighter on like the highest setting. I don't know how you like jerry rig your lighters. I've never seen lighters.
I only fucking like lighters that provide a lot of fire. You know what I'm saying? Those little fucking lighters.
Like the butane ones?
Yeah. I know exactly how to juice those things up like a mini bike.
No, he doesn't have a butane one. He has the regular ones. I
got the regular ones. I know exactly. Once they get low, I got those motherfuckers. That's a low one right there. But this is my travel one. In case the plane goes down. Boom, I got a little lighter and shit. You always got to have lighters on a plane. I don't play it by their fucking rules.
Were you ever a Zippo guy?
What's a Zippo?
Oh, one of those metal ones where you can, the top flips up. And
it's too much drama.
I bought one in high school just to do all the tricks.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah, I would YouTube. It was like so nerdy. Just to like YouTube how to flip them around.
I think it's a pain in the ass. I got to take a tube once a week and fill it up.
Yeah.
God knows who's smoking around me. Next thing you know, my apartment's blowing up. Just give me the fucking blue lighter there, 99 cents.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool that once you just spark it, it's on. You don't have to hold the thing down. It's classic.
It's got advantages. And listen, when I get a blowtorch, I got a blowtorch in my truck, and it's I don't know. I just like these little things. You get rid of them, you throw them away.
I mean, those are the gold standard, though. They're so easy and cheap.
I don't want to. People get mad at me. Oh, you need to use a string. When you smoke marijuana, leave me alone.
Oh, you're not a hemp work kind of guy?
Yeah, hemp work. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm just trying to put the pieces together, smoke dope. I gave up edibles for Lent. That's it. Listen, guys, there's no reason why I should be opening up a show with 1,500 milligrams of THC. I mean, that's just fucking animalistic type shit. I came to terms with myself about 10 days ago. I'm like, what am I doing? I went home one night and ate like a fucking another 3 stars I had in the desk. By 1 o'clock, I couldn't even go to sleep.
Wait.
Shit was running through my mind.
You
so
went
much.
home from a podcast and ate more stars?
Like one night I went home from a podcast and I wasn't tired, so I blasted 600 more milligrams. It's like 2,100 milligrams. The next morning I woke up, I couldn't do nothing all day. I was like, God, my kidneys hurt and shit. My gallbladder hurts. I'm like, this has to stop. This has to stop. I gotta switch the pills. I gotta do something. I gotta get like a Puerto Rican fucking pharmacist to hook me up with something. It's a fucking nightmare. Then you go online. You get pills online. Did you know that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm from Canada.
And it takes like a week.
Well, you don't need a prescription or anything. They just send you whatever.
No, they send you whatever.
I haven't done it, but I heard, like, whenever I go to, like, those porn sites, they have ads for it. Like, the generic Cialis, you can buy it for, like, 10 cents a pill. I think it's just Canadian pharmacies, and they just somehow...
I mean, how do you know you're not getting fucked, though? Like,
Oh, yeah, you have no idea.
I'm scared of, too. It's a low milligram. They got your address. Next thing you know, they can send you a fucking bomb. I don't need this shit in my life. What happened to the fucking dude in the corner shaking with scabs on his face?
You like a brick and mortar shady guy.
Listen, that's why I didn't. For years, I held on to the medical marijuana license till they started making good edibles. Because I always thought that took the suspense out of it. The whole suspense is going to a dealer's house and being all creepy and going to your car and hiding it in the trunk.
The ritual of it.
And driving home and stopping and getting a 6-pack and rolling papers and lighters and ice cream. You know, you walking into a store, but now what the fuck?
Now it's at your doorstep.
Yeah.
You're like,
Now it's at your fucking doorstep. So, but that took a little bit of that patois off, that making your heart beat. That's what you're doing it to be illegal. You know what I'm saying? So, who the fuck knows? What's in your world? Talk to me.
what do I got? I don't know, man. Just, stand up, see you out and about. I've been doing that. And then the special coming out, I'm trying to promote that. And audition every now and then, same thing.
So you grew up in Seattle?
Yeah, from Seattle.
High school, the whole fucking thing?
Yeah, elementary, everything.
Were you
way
around
back.
for grunge?
I was, but
The
I was...
tail end?
No, I was in like the heyday, but
94. How old were you? 3?
No, I'm born in '84, so
Really?
yeah, so 9. I was 9.
What was that park they would go to? Pearl Jam, that big park
What?
with the metal tubes and shit.
Wait, what do you mean? What?
There's the poster of
Oh, there's like a famous Pearl Jam poster or something.
yeah, but I went to that park. I was on Seattle heavy from
Yeah.
the U District.
Yeah, I went to University of Washington.
No
so
shit.
Yeah, I was there.
I used to rent the paddle boats.
Okay.
And go
Yeah,
around
on
the
Lake
fucking-
Washington.
On
and
Lake
shit?
Washington,
Yeah.
you know me.
That's awesome. Man.
That's awesome stuff. The summers,
Seafair? Or did you do Seafair?
Seafair. I went to the fucking place to watch the concerts at that gorge. The gorge.
Oh, the gorge, yeah.
The gorge. I did all that shit up there. I was a starving comic up there. I lived with a stripper. And like you, we got to.
Well, I didn't live with us.
No.
I lived with my parents. It was a little more
we got to
straight laced.
We got to meet Ron Reed and,
Yeah, I remember Ron. Ron's
and
great.
the other guy. What's it?
Carl.
Carl Womanhoven. I lived on the beach, a sea beach. What is it? Alki.
Oh, Alki?
Alki.
Oh man, that's a dope place you were
I
at,
lived
man.
in
Right on the
Alki
beach.
when there was Taco Tuesdays up the corner at the biker bar, and
What about that chicken teriyaki place you talked about?
yeah, with Josh Wolf. There was right next to Swanee's, bro. There was a chicken teriyaki.
Still there or no?
I don't know. It's been 20 years. The warrant. It's a motherfucker. I can't make a comeback in Seattle because that fucking warrant. But
That's
you
so
know what,
funny,
man?
yeah.
I think it's time to call Greg Powers and Lynn and get the warrant. Fuck, I want to go visit Ivan Salivary. It would be nice to go back up there and walk around.
Yeah, I
That was
like it.
That was a great little place. It was just one of those places for me that it was just it was the tail end of my bad luck days. Like, it was the tail end. Like, I went up there and it was something to test my comedy. Like, to test my loyalty to comedy. Like,
What brought you out there? So were you were East Coast dude before that?
I
right?
was a Denver dude. I was in
Denver
Boulder
dude.
doing comedy. Now, in Boulder at the time, here I am trying to. There's different types of level of frustration in comedy. You move to LA, you don't get spots. Your friends are getting spots. That's one frustration.
Yeah.
The frustration at the time for me living in Boulder was there was no spots.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like
It was fucking brutal. Monday nights was an Australian bar, 8 people always, drunks. It wasn't really, they weren't Australians, they were white people, but it was like an Outback type bar.
right.
Tuesday was the Comedy Works. Wednesday it was Club 52, and Thursdays was that Mexican place by Burbank, El Torito. You know, that's 16 spots a month.
Yeah, that's not much.
And that's not much. Yeah. And every once in a while they would say, you were here last week, and that's not guaranteed the comedy works. You know, the clubs didn't really give you guest sets on the weekends, you know, so I was frustrated, you know, and I started going on the road, and I went to Michigan. I met a girl, and I went up to Seattle. She moved to Seattle. I had had enough of fucking Boulder. I was going through a divorce, 1,000 things. I said, let me go up there. I mean, I went up to Seattle. Immediately, I was doing 25 sets a month.
Yeah.
And getting paid for half of them. You know, getting $100, $75. When you're fighting for your life, those things help, you know. They really fucking help you. But how was the scene before you left? How long have you been in Los Angeles?
How long have I been? I came in 2012, I think. Yeah.
And you've done a lot of things, right? Guy code, shit like that.
Yeah, here and there. Yeah, I've gotten some things. Like, I mean, stand-up I've been doing forever. Like, I've been doing that 14 years. And then, but when you come to LA, you do other stuff too. You'll audition for stuff. And,
did you wanna, or did you just want to be a comedian?
No, I wanted to. Like, I wanted to do it all, but I love stand-up, and I'm always going to do that. And because the other stuff is so fickle and fleeting. Like, sometimes you get something, and then sometimes you don't. But you have a spot every night. You can count on that. And that's always going to keep you relevant, even when you go through a dry spell. People will see you do stand-up, and then it puts you in the game for auditioning for something, or maybe booking a role. So that stuff is fun, but I love stand-up.
Me too. When I got here, it was funny how I came here to be a stand-up, but there was no way. Like, they just didn't want me. But Mitzi liked me.
But that's the biggest person. That's the only person you needed to like you.
Yeah, that was it. As long as Mitzi liked me, and she gave me spots off the jump.
And she didn't like everybody. She's notorious, and there's stories for passing on legends.
Yeah, she fucking was a great lady to me, but that was it. No Montreal. Nobody wanted to represent me for comedy. I was too dirty. It was like a fucking struggle, you know. It's like a struggle sometimes. It makes me wonder. Keep them going under. But you're right. You keep progressing down here. When I got down here, I remember my manager going, you just want to do stand-up? You don't want to act? He goes, you're not going to make a living down here. I go, what do you mean? I go out every night. He goes, nah, you need to. And when they said commercials, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'll do that still sometimes. I'll go out for a commercial.
Dog, I would go out for a commercial in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I would go out for a commercial. Now, at this point in my life, I'm begging for a commercial.
Really? You still want to do commercials?
I would do a commercial now in a heartbeat.
But you would want to be presented. They'd be like, yo, Joey, we want you to do this. Then you would do that. But you're not going to go to the cattle call at this point. You're too big. You're too big.
No, I'm the type of guy I like that.
You still do that?
I like it. If you give me the opportunity.
You be chilling with 20 other actors waiting to go in.
Go in, you see people you haven't seen, and you know, the auditioning game here was like my social life for a while. I can't lie to you. You know, I had no social life. I did drugs.
Right.
At night at the comedy store after I got on stage. There's no social life. You know, you hung out with a bunch of comics, but it was really weird when I tapped into the act. Like, I actually went to acting class. I went to Avena Chubbuck. I was serious about it. And it was very interesting because I got to see a different taste. I got to learn how to hustle acting work.
That's a whole other animal,
and that's a whole other animal. So I'm watching all these guys that come out here, you know, they just think to themselves, well, they want to be an actress, and they don't really know what goes into it. They come out here, and I would go to that class and feel bad for half the people. I would want to go up to them and go, come here for a second. Go back and work for that. This ain't going to work.
Isn't it the beauty, though, of being a stand-up comedian in an acting class is that
they thought I was a god.
You're kind of jaded, but you're self-aware.
They thought I was a god.
Yeah.
They thought I was a god. It was the weirdest fucking thing. I would do the scenes, and they would clap.
Because you have a natural ability, and you can...
The stage.
Because we go up every night, and we have that gear.
And then they come up to me and go, well, you're a stand-up? And I swear to God, they would come to the comedy store with their boyfriends or sisters or mothers and leave there with their jaws dropped.
Yeah.
Like, they would go, wait a second, Chris Rock just went up? I don't get it. You're here, Chris Rock. Like, they would look... And it was... like, I tapped into that game, and I'm like, wait a second, I'm going to attack this. Because these motherfuckers aren't seeing what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, they just go to auditions. There's got to be a different way.
And the beauty is because we've got stand-up taking up a lot of our time, and we have that. Like, when we go to class or whatever, I did it for like a month or two before I realized it wasn't for me. But just observing some of the actors, they just drink the Kool-Aid. Like, anything the acting teacher says to do, they'll do it. They'll make a vision board. They'll bust out the glue stick. and cut out magazine things, thinking that's going to help
crazy.
them get a role.
Guys, it's crazy. If you're at home
Yeah,
listening,
it's this
I seen it.
weird, like, kumbaya. They just want to book a role and will do anything the teacher tells them to. Whereas a stand-up, I'm like,
Suck my dick.
yeah, I just want to run some scenes. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking glue some shit together.
How fucking boring was that when you get together on Tuesdays with some kid
Yeah.
that doesn't know dick about dick? You even ask him, like, after an hour, have you even watched the movie? Do you even know about beats and shit? Because this is shit, what's always killed me, and I don't want nobody at home to take this wrong, and don't take this wrong, is how, you go to acting class and have a coach, and her name is Ivanka, and she was under what's his name? But then some big black motherfucker like Queen Latifah dumps herself off and says, let me give this a whack.
Yeah.
And she starts making you look like a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Because look at Ice Cube. You think he went to acting class? How about
Or
Snoop Dogg?
Jennifer Hudson, Oscar.
Yeah, it's I always felt when I got here, I'm the type of guy, I want to get formal training and everything. If you said to me, Joey, I think you need this, I'll go hunt the best person.
Yeah.
And I'll figure out how to learn
There's
from that
value
person.
in it.
There is value in it.
I will concede there's value in it.
No, there was value in it.
But sometimes there's this other stuff.
I didn't believe the
attached to
cult.
it.
I didn't believe the cult
Yeah, there's
aspect.
some cultist shit that you don't need.
Havana Chubbuck and the chick on La Brea are the cults. She still sends me fucking emails.
Yeah.
The cult.
I've found that, like,
You know which one I'm talking about? La
I don't
Brea?
know, but they're all the same kind of, like.
No. And then there used to be the one on Fountain where you have to stand outside. So
wait.
tell me that's still there. I don't go down
I've
there.
driven by one, and
There's like
people,
80 people out there going oversized.
Yeah.
And you never hear about those people, like some drunk guy losing control and hitting them with a car. Like, never. They're out there, and cars are doing 100, and nobody's ever hit those 18 fucking idiots. It's a goddamn, I mean, you feel so, because it's true. They do drink the Kool-Aid.
Because they got nothing else going on.
I never figured out what it was. You know that one of my friends worked at CAA, that me and him walked into Havana Chubbuck together in 1999. We stayed friends till about 2000, 2001 maybe, and then James Coburn on a stupid $100 a day movie goes, you quit acting class. Right? I was doing Arliss.
Oh, shit.
And I had the whole 2 days with him. And I said, do you think acting class really helps me? He goes, you have natural instincts. Quit right now.
I mean, talking about the best thing that I've told
But
you.
then your agents are like, oh, maybe you're not getting auditions because you're not in acting class. So I went to the cult on La Brea.
Uh-huh.
Jewish chick, pretty cute. She looks like Tina Fey, kind of, sort of. She would always audition with her socks on and shit. Her husband would live in the mountains.
All Jewish
cashing
chicks
checks.
kind of sort of look like Tina Fey.
This one looked like Tina Fey. What the fuck was her name? And she would run those kids through the mill. I mean, it was like a slave factory. First of all, you had to pay for your classes and intern. It was like Scientology. Only
I've always thought this about LA. Like, no one's really religious out here, right? But there's parallels. Like, acting teachers are the churches of LA, and God is booking.
You're right. Yeah. All
So,
those, people drink the lemonade from the acting teachers.
Yeah.
I never looked. I have a guy that I wanted to come on here. He helped me. He helped me analyze that. He told me to use my eyes more and stuff, because it's like Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson was the worst basketball player in the world, but he was a great coach.
Yeah.
He won 18 championships. There's that effect of it. He did an episode of Cold Case that he was so bad on that episode.
For real?
Yeah, he was the acting
Some
coach.
people are like that. They're good at breaking things down.
Oh yeah,
But
he was brilliant. I think he coached me for Analyze That before I booked it for the audition. I went to New York and I wrote down all his notes, and he booked me for something else I got. And I was like, I like this guy. Then he got sick for a while. And then he made a comeback, and now he runs something in Hollywood, like something big.
Oh, shit.
Like he's part of the Actors Studio with him, but it was always, he'd teach with the hat, with the Apple hat. And he had like 6 motherfuckers in there that were taking everything. His breathing class for $92, his movement class. Come on, we learned that at the Comedy Store. You learn that at the Comedy Store. There's one day that your breathing, your jokes, and your body language all become one. It's a fucking great step.
yeah, I've always found stand-ups, we're always trying to, the more you do stand-up, the closer you get to who you really are. And acting is the complete opposite of that. They're
It
trying
makes
to, they're
sense.
trying to be everybody but themselves. It's interesting.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I always heard rumors like Eddie Griffin caused a lot of havoc at the store. I loved him.
I wasn't there around that time, but I hear these stories and I love hearing about the store.
He would cause havoc. But let me tell you something, Eddie Griffin, man. He told you good comedic advice. And I remember him telling me one night, he goes, "You'll never see a stand-up comic in a Harrison Ford movie.
Why is that?
He don't want him on the set. The timing's too good." He goes, "There's a lot of actors that won't work opposite a stand-up comic because their timing's too fucking good. Our timing's deadly. And at the store, your timing gets real. In the original room, ooh.
I call the original room the X-Men training room.
The X-Men
There's
training.
no other club like it.
Can't take it away from me. You could call me a felon. You call me a fat spick. You could call me 1,000 things. Don't you ever insult my comedy, bitch, because you look down at that. You know that carpeting at the store? I don't know if it's the same car. Is where Rogan's dog took a shit one time.
Really?
On stage, the dog was going crazy in the car, so Rogan brought the dog
So
on
Rogan
stage.
was like Eliza for a little bit, just bringing the dog all the time?
No. He would bring, like, every once in a while, he was single, he was young, he had this pit bull. He said, "Let me take him for a ride." And he put him in the car, but the dog would see his friends and start barking, get excited. So one night, Rogan was me, Paulie Shore's friend, and Joe, and it was like a Monday night, it was slow, and Joe goes, "Hold on." He wouldn't stop barking. He could hear Joe's voice. So Joe told, what's his name, "Bring the dog up." And the dog went on stage. Within 5 minutes, he took a shit in the original room. And next thing you know, Paulie's friend was in there, scrubbing it in between comedians and shit. You couldn't write this stuff. People have forgotten completely about that. I'm going to bring it up to him next time I see him. Frank, God rest his soul. That was the name of the dog. That stage, I've died on that stage
Oh, I have too, man.
1,000 times.
But it's great. It's therapeutic even doing that.
No, that's exactly what it is. There's nothing like, and we repeat this constantly, coming home from a weekend in Charlotte, we just destroyed.
Yeah.
You destroyed. People were taking pictures with you, and you walk into that original room with a little bit of ego.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the fucking curtains falling on you. That drive home is miserable. You're like, what the fuck was that about?
Yeah, that'll happen. You'll do like a late night set or something, and then the next day, there's like 5 people in the crowd. I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, but that's the beauty of stand-up is it's very humbling. You'll do a great thing, and then...
How long have you been a regular at the store?
I got past 2010, so like 7 years.
So when you first got past, was it as busy as it is now?
No, man.
Okay,
like,
so-
it's in the golden age right now.
Yeah, it's in the golden age.
And I got past, when Tommy was there, and it wasn't like it is now. It stays good pretty late because it goes till 2 a.m. at the store.
How good at night does it stay good till?
What now?
How's the midnight spots?
They're still pretty good, man.
No shit.
Yeah, I remember when I would get like midnight or
12:45.
later. Yeah, and it would just be even 11:30 would be slim pickings back in the day. But now it's packed. 'Cause like Rogan's back, you're back, and like Apatow comes by, and all these guys are coming back.
All these guys are coming back.
So it's packed every night now. But yeah, it wasn't like that when I was
I
there.
remember going down there. How about this? Going down there and waiting to get 4 people to start the show and begging that they'd stay so you get the $15.
Yeah.
Begging, please don't. Please. I've been here since fucking 9 waiting for a fallout just in case I might something so I'd go home early. Because I'd have like a 1 o'clock. Mitzi would give me 1 and I would have to follow Paul Mooney. So I would be sitting there all night with Coke in my pocket, dying to do a line. But this motherfucker won't put me on the stage. And there'd be 4 people. An interesting story. One night, comedy used to be Tuesday through Sunday.
Okay.
Back in the day, when I first came out, it was Tuesday through Sunday. So if you went on the road, you came home Monday.
Yeah.
And you left Monday night or Tuesday morning. You did Wednesday radio, Thursday radio.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So when I got here, it was Tuesday. What the fuck was my point? Jesus Christ, I gotta stop smoking pot.
It's a golden age now.
But during the week, the store would have, 4 people. Tuesdays, when it was Black Night in this big main room, you'd have 8 people in the original room. You'd be down the road at Ahmed Ahmed's room or Jay Davis's room.
I always hear about
Begging.
Dublin's.
Dublin's, waiting to walk over. But Pete, when he bought the last stop in Houston, said, you know what, Joey? I don't want to close Monday and Tuesday. People want to come in and drink. What do you think I should do Tuesday? I go, just bring down the headliner, you know? So for a while, he started bringing down headliners. I went down there one Tuesday. There was maybe 12 people. You know, man, I whizzed them into a fucking... You know, when there's 12 people, you're not going to sit there and do your material. You're going to go in and out.
You got to talk to them,
Mix, talk, ask questions. But I mixed... It was one of those lucky nights where I mixed everything up together, and it turned into be one of the best hours I ever did for 14 and a half people.
That happens, and it's great.
And Pete came up to me down on the drive home, and he goes, I've been running this club for 3 years. I never saw that. He goes, most comics go on stage and give up. About 6 months later, Johnny Sanchez went down there, who was another comic from the store at the time.
I know Johnny.
That we were working hard then. It was me, Johnny, Luke Torres, you know, Pierre. And the same thing happened on a Tuesday. I think there was like 9 people, and Johnny went up there and whipped them up into a frenzy. And I remember Pete calling me and going, I know the difference between a comedy store comic and a comic now, because I just saw it when you guys had, because nobody else comes in here on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Everybody just bails.
Everybody else sees 9 people.
They complain,
and they get
they
their feet up.
bail.
They're like, they don't want to do it. But we had to deal with that every night going up. You were just happy to get a spot. And those people are still in those chairs, so they want to be there. So you think that if you go up there with a bad attitude, that of course they're going to be disengaged. So we've learned, just like, love your audience no matter who it is.
I'd go up there for 4 people, man. And I'd go up there and fucking put my life into it. Like, I would leave there going, Jesus Christ, how hard. Like, in my mind, I started looking forward to empty rooms at the store during the week.
I like that too, man. Like,
I liked it too.
I just finished my special, and I like...
Oh, you're in hell right now, aren't you?
But I like getting late night spots at the store because there's really no stakes. It can be loose. I can run some ideas, where if it's packed and like I'm following Rogan or something, like I can't do that shit.
It's a horror show. It's a horror show.
Because it's you're just trying to keep up.
Yeah, you're
so you got to bring out the A shit. But when you're building, there's nothing like a half-filled or 1/3 filled OR and just having fun, trotting out ideas, and I love that.
It's not a bad idea, man.
Yeah. So I kind of, right now, I want the late night spots.
What's worse? Or like, is there a difference between like a comedy store, 4 people, or if like you're on the road and there's 4 people at like...
Well, if you're on the road, we're at a point now where if we do the road, there's not going to be 4 people. No one's hiring us to come out to do 4 people.
Right.
You know? It's almost impossible for us to do bad on the road at this point. You know what I mean? Right? Like, do you ever... I mean, you could have shows that aren't as good as...
You know, if it snows one night and you're in Buffalo and it snows 2,000 fucking inches, only diehards are going to come out. But we'll make the... In my mind, I'll go crazy for those 40 people.
Yeah.
Like, I'll pull shit out of my ass. I'll go into such... Like, I'll start drinking. I don't drink. But I'll start drinking because they made the effort. So who the fuck am I? Fuck it. I don't drink, but tonight, because you motherfuckers are here, I'm buying you a drink and I'm drinking with you, you know?
Yeah.
Those are the things that... They fire you up, but they all go back to the comedy store, to that commando-style comedy I learned at the comedy store. That's all I could call it, commando-style comedy.
Because it's the hardest room in the world, and when we go out and do somewhere else, just a fraction of what we learn in the OR goes so much further on the road. Yeah.
I'm really lucky around that original. Even now when I go in there, like I said, I'm getting anxiety in there.
Mm-hmm. Especially now, you look at those lineups and you're like, Jesus Christ, like, I can't even breathe here.
You know, you got to go down there and follow D'Elia.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's like going to the electric chair without a steak. Let me go follow D'Elia in the main room.
I have to follow you sometimes, and I get anxiety over that. Like,
but you do well. I sit there in the back for like 5 minutes and I listen and I go,
But it's the same thing, though, where you got to... Because when the Comedy Store posts their lineups on Instagram, I'll see who I'm after, and I'll know, just energy-wise, kind of like, okay, I can kind of like rest easy. Not that they're good comics, but their energy matches yours hitting the stage. But if you're like a bulldozer, you're like a juggernaut, you're such a character, you know? So, and they're so amped up, like after you get off, and I come up there, I'm like, hey guys, you know? Like, what's up, motherfucker? You come out, like everybody knows you. Like, there's a shorthand when people see you, like, I know this guy. Even if they don't know you, they know you. You know what I mean? But when I come up and I'm like, hey, what's up? They're feeling you out. Like, what's this guy about?
The reason why I go up there with so much energy is because of my fear. Because, let me tell you something, I'll do a 40-minute set and 18 minutes at the store. I'll fuck your world up, Jack.
Yeah.
I'll just do all punchlines. I'll go up there and just say one thing and just lay into all the punchlines in that thing. That's what I love about the store. And you don't have to stop.
Yeah.
You could just lay. Like, I've been up at the store where I haven't taken a breath. Like, I'll just lay into them and look around, and they're scattered. It's like the outlaw Josie Wales came in here. I remember the first time I took my dick out at the store on a Friday night.
I heard, wasn't Ari Shaffir doing that for a little bit? Like, I would hear stories.
We would do the craziest shit up there, but one night on a Friday night, I went up there, and something happened with Bobby Lee. And then something happened. The girl started yelling at Rogan. And I went up there, and she started yelling at me, and I go, enough. Unless you're going to fucking come up here and fucking do something, whatever, shut your mouth. And she goes, what do you mean? I go, come up here and show your pussy. And she goes, I'll show my pussy if you show your dick. Get on up here, you little fucking bat. She went up to this little ugly girl, went up on stage and pulled her pants down and showed her little ugly pussy. It looked like somebody hit her with a slingshot, right? The fucking place was packed, and the outside went up to the glass.
Like an aquarium?
Like an aquarium. Everybody was looking. So like, Diaz, it's Friday, it's 1:45. The place is packed. They put the house lights on. I took the fucking Cuban egg roll out. People started throwing money at me. I made like $82.
That's more than you get doing stand-up.
Fuck yeah.
You're like, I got to close with this more often.
Sometimes I take my dick out and just go up on stage and see how long it would take.
Before somebody noticed?
The best one I do to Judy Conciotti. She'd go on stage and I'd go behind the bar.
Oh, that back entrance to the...
And I'd open up the curtain naked while she was on stage.
Did she know?
No.
Oh,
so she'd be getting laughs, and she'd get off stage going, my God, I did so well tonight. It wasn't her. It was that I was behind the completely naked, opening up the fucking curtain and closing it. It was, but that was, Vinny Favorito would go to the store and put a fart machine under the chairs, and we wait for Holtzman to go on, and he'd start fucking with the fart machine, and Holtzman would lose his mind. Who keeps farting in here? That's what it's all about, though. That's why you become a fucking comic and you don't get a 9 to 5, So you go to the University of Washington, you're going to school, you're being a good boy.
Yeah, all that.
You're working at the salmon place, selling salmon.
Pike Place?
Pike Place.
No, I wasn't there. I was just doing school and comedy. That's it. Then I graduated, got the engineering degree, got out, and then I got a job in... I was just applying to jobs in Southern California because I knew I wanted to be out here and then do stand-up at night, but I had to get out here. So then I got a job at Boeing in Long Beach. So they hired me, and I was doing like a stress analysis on the planes, and then I would drive up at night and do stand-up, and then I would drive back, do work, do it all over again for 3.5 years. But I mean, there's worse jobs. There's people pouring cement. Like, I'm in a cubicle. I've got 2 monitors.
You can take a nap and shit. You close your eyes and put sunglasses on. And that is fucking crazy. And one day, and what's your mom and dad think at this time? You just working.
I'm working. Like, they're not. Like, they were cool with me doing drama and like skits and stuff in high school. But then once they could tell that I wanted to make a career out of it, then they got a little nervous. Like, even when I was in engineering school and I was doing stand-up, they were still, like, worried that I was doing this other thing, and that I wanted to do it. And then when I was working at Boeing, I was still doing stand-up. And then when I left, especially, I'm leaving an engineering job, and they're like, what are you doing?
Insurance, 401k.
Yeah, all that stuff.
All that stuff, right. They lost their minds.
Yeah, because... that's a known entity. That's a known quantity. Being an engineer for X number of years, get a house, get a car, blah, 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 XYZ with a regular life. Stand-up, there's no path for that. They don't know anybody's kids who are doing that. If you're a lawyer, there's a path. If you're a doctor, there's a path. Stand-up just seems like a pipe dream. But I'm close to it. I know that there is a way to do it. It's just too foreign to them.
You have brothers and sisters?
I got a brother. He's a dentist.
Oh, so that doesn't make it fucking easy.
But at least I feel like they're 1 for 2. You know what I mean? Like, he did the good thing. They're successful in that regard. He took the heat off by being a dentist, I think.
Listen, man, I say this fucking constantly. I say this constantly. And in the next 5 years or the next 2 years, there's going to be a report to back my claim up. You're not ready at 18 to make a decision about your fucking life, man.
Yeah, it's kind of.
You're not fucking ready at 18 to make a decision about your fucking life, man. You're not ready at 18 to make a decision about your life. Why do we become parents and push our children to fucking make a decision at 18 or even 20? Nobody in this room. I know you're an engineer. I'm not meaning to disrespect anybody. Nobody knows at 20 what the fuck they really want to do. And then one day you raise your fucking hand and you're in there 2 years and you go on TV and you see some guy putting fucking cigarettes up his asshole and you're like, you know what? I dreamt of that as a child. I'm going to do that. And now you're stuck. Now you got a loan. You got your mom proud of you. She cut the clips out. You made it to 5-bagger Kappa. You know, and now you graduate, and now what, bro?
Yeah.
Now you go into a job that you really don't want to do. You just want to put cigarettes out in your asshole and make $10 a cigarette, right? That's all you want to do with your fucking life, man. But no, you get this job. Now starts the drinking. Now you meet a chick, and you knock her up, and you have a kid, but guess what? She's one of those chicks that you knock up, and it's like 2 tanks are in her ass now. Now you got to walk around with this fucking monster of death, with a job you hate, with a kid who's uglier than you are, because now you got your wife. It's a fucking nightmare. And you wake up one day and you're 38 and you're like, what the fuck did I do? And there's the path. That starts everything. That's the drinking, the drugs, the divorce. You're unhappy. You have not even a midlife crisis. Yeah. You don't even want to do your fucking job no more, man. This isn't what you want to do in the first place, but you got yourself in such a big fucking hole with that fat fuck and the kid and the fucking house with the lawn because America sold you this. America sells you this. And bro, I bought it. When I came out of prison, I'm like, that's it. I'm going to be a good boy and I'm going to get a job and be a roofing estimator. On Saturday, I'll mow the lawn. Mm-hmm. And then on Sunday, I guess I got to do laundry and shovel and do... That's my life till I'm 65. Yeah. Then you give me a fucking watch. And this was the way I thought. Like, I was like, what am I supposed to tell people? I went to college and wasted my time? That this is a waste of time? That it took me $200,000 to really figure out what I want to do in life, which was put cigarettes out my asshole? So, you know, we're not ready. And everybody had, you know, who else has sat in this chair? What's the skinny girl that was a doctor?
Who was that?
Ashley.
Oh. Do I know Ashley?
Yeah, skinny chick. She's a CAO, so opens up for...
She was a lawyer, Ashley Barnhill.
Oh, shit, okay.
Yeah, that one. Who else was a fucking doctor that came in here or something like that and quit? Or somebody else had come in here in the last couple of years that was a doctor and said, that's it, I didn't want to do it in the middle. You know, you're forced. Society forces you, and then we drink. It's a different type of Kool-Aid.
What about Ken Jeong? Wasn't he
he was a doctor?
Ken Jeong, there you go. Oh, so I'm going to leave my doctor patient to be, and thank God it hit for him. You know, when you take
that's
the chance,
even more impressive.
That's more impressive.
Yeah, residency and all, then you have patience, and then take that leap, and I think that's even harder.
Your patient's dying. He's not cheering for you. I'm dying over here, you cocksucker. But it's always that decision. It killed me.
Yeah.
I didn't know. You think I would have fucking played that dumb shit if I would have known this was it? If I would have known this was it when I was... And I started late, dog. I started at 28 or something. That's fucking late, Jack. I was long in the tooth.
Did everyone say to you, Fahim, what are you doing with... Like, the thing that... My least favorite thing that people say is work isn't supposed to be fun. You're not supposed to have fun at work. And it just seems like maybe in engineering places that, like, that's what they'd say. Like, oh, comedy's great, but... work's not supposed to be fun.
Well, I didn't tell anybody at work that I did stand-up just because I like keeping my world separate.
That's so smart. I'm terrible at that.
Yeah. And I don't want them to think that I'm the funny... Like, I'm conversationally funny, you know? I'm not off the wall. I'm not going to be doing... There's different types of comics, you know? I just want to have a conversation with somebody. So I would hate if somebody at my job knew I did stand-up and they're just expecting jokes from me at the copy machine, or like, hey, when can I come see you? I don't like that.
That was a good move.
Yeah,
that was a very
I just know me. Move. I know how people are, so I just kept my world, and I didn't want them to think that my work was being affected by what I do outside of my job. Like, I didn't want my bosses to think comedy is affecting my work, because it's not.
And you were off on Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah, off on Saturdays and Sundays, and then stand up is a night game. So I get off.
No weekends at that point. No
like
La Jolla,
Nah, because that came later. Me getting past the store came a little later.
Did you call your mom as soon as you got past the store and said, I told you?
No. No, because it doesn't mean like, these benchmarks for us don't mean anything to my parents, you know?
Like I'm on the 405 and shit.
Yeah, they don't know the Comedy Store names on the wall. They don't know how important that is.
Have they watched on TV?
Yeah, they've seen like some late night sets, and they've seen me. Like I was in that Tina Fey movie, so like they went to the theaters and saw that.
What'd they think?
I think my mom is love. I took my mom to the premiere. Just you got to take your mom.
Yeah, you
so I
gotta take
take.
moms.
She got to meet Tina Fey. You know, everybody like Margot Robbie. She was starstruck and she loved it. But my dad is old school. Like he still. I was talking to my mom 2 days ago. And she was like, "Your dad's worried about you. Like, what are you gonna? Your life. What are you gonna do? Like, I'm still dicking around out here. You know, like." My dad only understands money and things.
What's your dad do for a living?
He's an engineer at Boeing as well. That's our coal mine, man.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
tough. Brainy dude.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. He's in Seattle. He works at the one in Bellevue.
No, that's what I figured. But
He just knows what I can be, so that's what frustrates
as
him.
a child, did he watch any stand-up at all?
You know what's so funny is my dad loves Steve Martin. It's his favorite comic, but he just wants his kids to have nothing to do with. Like Afghans, my parents are from Afghanistan. They love art, but they don't want their kids to make a career out of it. They want them to be doctors, lawyers, and all that stuff. So yeah, they consume art, but they're like, we don't want you to do that for a living.
Did your parents move from Afghanistan?
Yeah.
Like that. Ever since I was like a kid, I wasn't first generation or anything, but I would always get taught in like Hebrew school and stuff like that. Like Jewish kids, like the Jewish families, it was huge when we first moved here. Education, all that, like for those like probably similar reasons why your parents. It's just like they're working so hard and they see like that's the only real way to guarantee you're
I
getting ahead.
understand it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, I've got my own path and I'm trying to go down, but I understand where they're coming from.
Yes,
Just
you
it's
have
that
to. You
immigrant
have to.
mentality, because
You have to.
I'm doing what they couldn't afford to do. When you come from another place, you got to plant your roots.
Yeah.
You're not going to be a mime when you come from Afghanistan and you're in America. You've got to be an engineer. You've got to be these things to just plant your roots here. And then their kids, me, I can do. I'm fortunate enough to be able to do comedy, but they didn't have that luxury, so that's why it's so foreign for them, I think.
I don't know what my mom would think if she was alive. I don't know. I really don't know.
And I know it's just grounded in them wanting the best for me. Because if it pans out, and it's on the road to like I'm getting things and things are going the right way, they'll be fine. They'll stop nagging. My mom is cool now.
You're SAG,
my
right?
Mom, yeah.
So just say that. I got 401.
Yeah, I've got
I
all
got
that stuff.
insurance.
But I think my dad just wants me to pull up in like a Lamborghini, and then he'll be like, I was wrong. Yeah.
Well, hopefully someday you'll buy him a fucking Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Does your dad send you like the Boeing, like the open jobs at Boeing in your area?
Nah, but sometimes he would send me articles, and this is funny. I talked about it on stage one time. My dad would he would clip out news articles. For some reason, he doesn't believe in emailing me a hyperlink to the article, so he physically cuts out the news article, sends me this piece about this guy who's 32. He went to engineering school at UW, and then he opened up this brewery, and then he writes on a Post-it note on the back, he goes, "Maybe you're a classmate? ? Could be you if you woke up before noon. Love, Dad." And it's just so funny. Like, they just don't understand it.
No, they don't.
It's a different type of work. We work at night, and sometimes we have super early auditions. Sometimes we work for 2 weeks. Sometimes we work. It's just so sporadic, and almost just being available is part of our job.
You have to be,
Yeah, you have to be available, because in their mind, if I'm not working all the time, like, why don't you just sell houses on the side? It doesn't work that way. I got to do stand up. It's you being nimble is part of the job description. That's why all these actors are waiters and waitresses and bartenders, so they can just cut out in the drop of a hat. Yeah.
Well, it's a safety. I never believed in it either. When I got here, I sold cigars on the phone. Cigars were huge when I got here.
Really?
What's her name? Demi Moore smoked a cigar on the cover of a magazine. So
Oh, yeah, you're right, man. I remember there was this huge cigar.
Yeah, huge. Women were smoking cigars at bars. People were out in the comedy store smoking cigars. So they're right on La Brea and Sunset, right on the street afterward, towards the comedy store. There was a little office, $12.50 an hour plus commission. You sold those $300 packages, and they gave you $80. I'd sell one of those a day, maybe a couple cigars, go home.
Yeah.
I was there at 7 in the morning, though. So I would snort coke till 5 at the Comedy Store and then go over there at 7 in the morning like a soldier.
Yeah.
With orange juice on my breath and gin and God knows what else. You gotta have a little job here. But once I booked my first commercial, I think, I was like, that's it. I'm taking the safety net off. That's it.
Yeah.
I made a living. This is good.
I used engineering to get to a place where I wanted to be. So, I had a day job. It was fine. Most comics have a day job. They'll do Lyft, they'll do Uber, they'll do all these other things. I just happen to have a dope day job. And then by night I would do stand-up. And then I got to a point where I could leave. And that was always the dream. Just get to have the safety net until I don't need it.
When you quit your job, did you tell them to leave the door open for you in case you wanted?
I did. Like, so what happened was I booked this MTV show called Disaster Date, which is like this prank show for dating. And they needed me for 3.5 months. And I was half-stepping before then. Like, I booked Chuck on NBC, this guest star. That was the first thing I ever got. And I said I had a family emergency. So I left for 8 days to film it. And then I came back, and I just continued to work. But 3.5 months was too long. There was no excuse for 3.5 months.
Yeah.
I forgot what I said, but I said, I need to take it off for some reason, and they wouldn't let me. And I tried everything, and they just wouldn't let me take that much time off. And then I read up on unemployment that, like, if they fire you, you can collect unemployment. So I didn't want to quit because then I wouldn't be able to collect unemployment. So I wrote an email. I go, I will be out of the office this day, and I plan on returning. And then I just wrote 3.5 months later, I plan on returning this day. I send that off to everybody. And then I just didn't answer any of my calls or emails. And then just waiting for them to fire me if they were. So I wanted to come back. And if that isn't the case, they would have to fire me. And then they did send me a termination letter. And I was juiced. I was like, nice. So,
your dad must have been steaming.
I didn't tell him the nuances of the termination.
You didn't tell him the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
No severance pay, nothing?
No.
Nothing to go? Yeah. A stapler?
I probably took a mechanical pencil.
Did you ever do that, Joey? Well, you must have just not shown up back at a job. I did that. The only place I ever did that was Radio Shack. I was terrible there. I had I just thought Radio Shack, you just sold like batteries and random things. They have like people coming in who are building like circuit boards, and they expect you to know actual
resistors
things.
And ohms and all this stuff.
I had no idea what was happening. It was the only job I ever worked, commission. And I think I made like $200 in a week, and I just didn't go. Like, they wanted me to drive 45 minutes to do like training, and I just didn't go back.
Did you pick up your check?
Yeah, I went back and
mailed it to you.
Yeah,
one time I like tried to work at Domino's, and so I had to go through some training and stuff. I did like 3 hours of training on a computer, how to make a pizza and shit. It was dumb. Some program, some software. I did it for 3 hours, and then I got off work, and then I ended up getting some other job, so I quit. I literally just did the training and I left, and then the check was like for $5, or it was something stupid. I didn't even pick up the check, so I basically just went to Domino's to kick it for 3 hours.
Dog, I quit so many jobs the day of.
Like, day one?
Like, I'll never forget, I quit this job. There was a manager trainee program in Secaucus, $45,000 to start. Like, just, they wanted me to work clerical for 3 months, something else for 3 months, warehouse for 3 months, something else for 3 months, and then you become a manager at this lumber yard.
Yeah.
I did it for about 10 days, dog. And it wasn't until 4th of July weekend when all my friends were down the shore. And I'm sitting and I got to sit till 6, and there's not one customer on that lot. And they're making me count screws and
just busy work.
File. I just fucking put everything away. Got in my car. I was like, where are you going? I wouldn't even say anything in those days. I wouldn't even say anything. Halloween 84, I stayed out on like a 4 fucking day bender. Like, I went out on Thursday to come back, and I fucking stayed out. Like, just got fucked up Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday night, a friend of mine calls me. She goes, hey, my dad got you a job at this paint store. And I was like a fucking full-time criminal. By this point, I had just given up. I'm like, a fucking paint store.
I mean, that's kind of nice how a job just falls in your lap.
Oh, my God. I just went through like 4,000 in cocaine that wasn't mine. They were going to come looking for me at any moment. I told them I'd be back in an hour. I never came back with their fucking bag of blow. I ended up with this girl bleeding from my nose. She was bleeding from her nose. We tried to have sex, and then I went back to wherever I was living in those days, and that's when my friend woke me up, and he goes, hey, Tiz called. Dad got you a job on 68th and Burgerland, this paint place. I walked in there. I was like, this is going to change my whole life. Like, I'm a new man. I have to stop this fucking half a gangster's looking for me now for his fucking $4,000. And it was a lot more than $4,000. And I went in there and they were like, oh, hey, you're going to mix paints this morning. And I remember looking at that clock. It was 8 to 9 was a long hour. And 9 to 10 was even a longer hour. But there was nothing like 10 to 11. It seemed like hell. And all of a sudden, resistance from the war of art started to come up and shit. And I just started getting negative thoughts. So wait a second. I'm getting $10 an hour. I'm going to make $80 today times 5. Are you fucking kidding me? I get an ounce of blow and make that an hour. I'll never forget telling them, listen, I'll be back in 5 minutes. And they're like, where are you going? I got to get a soda across the street. Pew! I remember I had a gold watch and maybe $4. I had stolen this gold watch somewhere. It was like a nice Bolivar, like a $3,000 fucking watch. And I ended up with it. And this was my last ray of hope. After this, I'll never forget, I went into a drug dealer's house. I knew like just like it was Lee's drug dealer. I knocked on his door. He's like, who are you? I go, I'm a good friend of Lee's. I'm Joey Diaz. He goes, come on in. I go, listen, man, you don't know me from Adam. I'm in a bind. I need a half ounce of your best Coke. I'll leave my watch as a collateral. I'll be here in an hour to give you the 800. He was like, all right. I took that Coke. I never came back either. That was like the week from fucking hell. Everybody was waiting for me.
It's telling everybody I'll be back.
I'll be back.
That was your MO.
Give me 5 minutes. I just got to go up the corner there. Where? Up the corner. I'll be right back. Fuck, I used to quit jobs. I would go to a job, they give me like a shovel. 10 minutes. I'm out of here. Fuck you. I didn't come out of here to shovel.
10 minutes?
I would last 10 minutes. I built scaffolds for a while. I got there and they're like, are you scared of heights? I'm like, nah. They're like $15 an hour. All right. After the 3rd floor.
Yeah, I'm out. I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. Then I went to the other side of the building. This was a huge building they were building. I took every job in the fucking building. The people who spray that shit on your building, so it's like an insulation.
Oh, yeah.
I took that job too. That lasted like a day. I picked up my check. Then the people who put the railroad ties into the floor to build the walls, I did that for a while. That I liked. Except for the fucking splinters and the red ants biting you.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. You got a workout and a half. You got a big drill. Lee, what's the matter? You didn't even need a fucking edible.
I'm not.
And you're over there making fucking faces.
I'm going through changes because I'm just imagining you going in, just quitting a job every other. Like, how do you get these many jobs?
Bro, I could sell a fucking ice cube to a fucking Satanist. You understand me? I don't give a fuck, Jack. You just give me a fucking resume and I'll fucking type it up for you in no time. I'll get you that job.
Did they not call references back then?
Even if they did, I didn't know what they were talking about. I used to have fake references in those days.
All your references sound exactly like you.
Oh my God. I had such fake, like if I got fired from a job, but it was a good job, I'd write it down as a reference. Then they would call me, the people, and go, listen, we just tried to call the Sheridan and they said you were fired. I'm like, bullocks. I didn't get fired. I just fucking quit after a year and a half. Well, they said, I would argue. They would say they couldn't get hold of references. I would make up names and call. I was fucking notorious for that shit. Because in my mind, I really didn't believe that.
Yeah.
That they check references. You know, we had an undercover copy today, on the phone today. And he was talking about he had to meet this killer at a gas station all the time. Well, in 85, I ran out of, I was fucking out there, dog. I was crazy. Yeah. So Jersey and Portland, Oregon are the only states where you can't pump your own gas.
Oh, I knew that about Oregon.
Right.
I didn't know that about Jersey.
New Jersey, too, you can't pump your own gas. So I would get gas station jobs close to the bridge or the tunnel where there's a lot of action. And I would go in there, what's your name? Fahim Anwar. And they go, really? What do you want to work? Which shift? 12 to 8 in the morning. Because they're not going to check a reference. You know what I'm saying? Like I told Lee, I go, Lee, if you're working at a gas station, if you're the owner and you got to fill 12 to 8, and I come in and go 12 to 8, you're going to hire me without even a fucking reference check. And I would get the job, and I would fill up gas tanks. People would come in, give me 40, give me 50. I'd wait till I get $3,000, and I'd take off. I'd leave the gas station open, the register for the taking. It was fucking crazy. And I must have done it 10 times. They never caught on. I'd see a help wanted side of the gas station. I'd do the application, and they'd tell me, when do you want to start? And I go, next Tuesday night. Okay. And I tell you, like, let me borrow 200 till next Tuesday night. Like, I already had it down in my head. I was just going in there, pumping gas for 4 or 5 hours, keeping all the profits. They would ask me, did you dump yet? Oh, yeah, I dumped, because they'd make you make a deposit every $1,000. Right. Fuck you. I dump like a $10 bill in there. I keep the rest. I put it in my socks. Fucking crazy. I had no respect for work. That's why I knew if this didn't work, I'd be dead.
Yeah.
I didn't want to work. There was no fucking way. I think about it now sometimes. You ever get up like at 6 in the morning and look around and go...
Because I did it. So it's nice. It's nice to be doing what you want to do, and every day it's not work. It's a cliche you always hear, like, oh, you know, do what you love. You don't work a day in your life. But it's true. You wake up, and it's nice that everything that I do is working towards something that we're building, not somebody else's thing. But sometimes you got to do that. And when I was at Boeing, I did that because I knew I was trying to get to this thing. It's all right to do that for a while, but to have a goal.
Where's Tony Bennett? You fucked up tonight, so you didn't even have it set. Savages of Death, Jeremy Sweeney, who loves you, cocksucker, Judo Connection, BB, Tyler J. Holden, Casper Rotball, Gregory Lay, MT Chasin Snarks, and CRF Slugline. I love you, motherfuckers. Thank you for always tweeting and fucking sending me whatever, naked pictures or whatever the fuck it is that you're sending shit. This special is your first special.
Yeah, first special.
How long did it take you to get put together?
I mean, I've been wanting to unload this hour for a long time.
Okay, so you had this hour for a long time.
Yeah, but then like nowhere would take it, you know? Like, I think you know, you're a guy who's like funny and sometimes hasn't been given a chance.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No.
So same thing with me, you know, I've had this hour. I was submitting to the half hour to Comedy Central for a long time, year after year, no. And then, I mean, in my mind, I was like, I don't have credits. Maybe that's why I'm not getting it. I might be funny, but I don't have these other credits that people.
You didn't want to
get
tape a CD or anything?
I guess not. I should have. In hindsight, I'm really kicking myself for not putting out CDs. I should have done that. That's hindsight. But, you know, that I wasn't getting the half from Comedy Central. And then the last year that I submitted, it was like 2 years ago, I was in New Mexico filming the Tina Fey movie, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. I had done Seth Meyers. And then I was on Guy Code. I had some credits. I had some dope credits. And I submitted. I thought I'd get it this year finally. And then they said no. And I'm like, this is a fool's errand. I'm done with this. I can't keep on.
Yeah, they just play games.
Yeah. If with these credits in this half hour, they're not giving it to me, I'm never going to get it. I'm done playing this game. And I was so deep in the comedy game, I had an hour I wanted to unload, not 20 minutes. You know, with commercials and everything, it's 20 minutes. Let me try to do an hour. So I'm trying to get an hour, and everyone's saying no, but they don't even know what the hour is. They're just saying no to the idea of me doing, they don't know what it is. So in my mind, I'm like, let me tape this thing. I was doing a headlining weekend in La Jolla. So I had some buddies bring some cameras, got some good audio. I cut together an hour of what it would be. We sent that around. Because if someone says no to that, cool, then you just don't fuck with it. But people liked it, you know. I think Showtime wanted to do it, but they were backlogged with their specials, and then Seeso was into it. So Seeso was a good home. Like they liked the special, and so they did it. But it's just one of those things where you got to cut their steak for them. You've got to do it.
You really do.
Yeah,
you really do.
People don't have time, or they don't have imagination.
And here you were the great agent.
Yeah,
like we were great agents, and they're still busting
top notch, and people still. And it's always going to be that way. Just because you have a certain name on the door doesn't mean it's a slam dunk. Like, you're always going to be looked over by somebody. So you either just accept that and cower, or you find a window to get in. So I was like, let me do this shit, show them what it is, and then that's when the ball got rolling. Like there's a lot of people who talk in this town, and there's very few who actually generate and create content. And when you put it in front of their face, click on this link. Here's an hour of stand-up. Do you like this? Then do it. Because most people would just be like, hey, ask them if they'll let me do an hour. And they go, oh, they don't want to. Oh, man. I taped it. Show them what it is. Do a proof of concept. Do a sizzle. So that's what I did, and that's how I got it.
Very smart, man.
Yeah, you got to. Or you do nothing.
You know, I was telling you when you came in here that when I got in, there was no stand-up for Uncle Joey. And I shot a pilot. Mm-hmm. Then the pilot didn't get picked up, you know. And then I did a commercial, which was lucrative. You know, it was money. But nobody saw the fucking thing. I mean, it played constantly, but I was in there a fart. Like, it was like a second shot, but I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's good money.
I was getting a check. It was like robbing somebody. It was embarrassing, but... And then I booked like 4 episodes on NBC of a popular sitcom, and then they canceled it right before I did the first episode. Like, I did episode like 5, 7, 9, and 10. Mm-hmm. They canceled episode 4. Like, I was done. Like, I didn't even get a fucking shot, for Christ's sakes, you know? And it was kind of co-star-ish. I kept booking co-stars. One line.
Yeah.
One line. It was like a fucking curse. The curse of the one line. Then I got the curse. Then I finally got 4 days on a movie. 7 days.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, now we're cooking with gas. And then it died again. Then I went through the phase. My line was at the beginning of the episode phase with credits still rolling through it. So if you watch Taxi, I got like fucking 8 movies or something that the credits. Analyze that. I got shot first scene in the movie. Taxi, the first scene of the movie. I got like 3 or 4 of those motherfuckers. I'm like, God damn, when does this end, you know? And all of a sudden I got a breakdown from a friend of mine. He's like, they're remaking The Longest Yard. And I called my agent. I go, you got to call him. And at that time I had 3 theatrical agents because it wasn't computer generated yet. So they still mailed packages in, delivered. So I had 3 agents. Whoever got the job, that's who got the commission. I don't play games. Yeah. I remember one night I had a showcase at the Improv.
All of them came out, all 3.
And Josh Wolf was like, how many agents do you have here? I go, listen, they don't know about each other.
It's like the same thing as girls. Some comic will have 3 girls show up.
3 girls go.
Yeah.
They didn't know about each other. And, I called all 3 of them. One guy finally goes to me. The weakest out of all the 3 said to me, they don't want to see you. They're looking for a name or a celebrity. And it burned at me for like 2 weeks. And I said exactly what you did.
Yeah.
I went to Play It Again Sports, and I bought a football jersey and some shoulder pads and a helmet for a kid, and I put it on. It looked even bigger than what I was. And I had them throw the ball at me, and I recited the lines from the old Longest Yard, and I got the meeting, and I got it, dog.
Yeah.
You know, I did it for American Gangster. I did it for something else. The one with the bank, and I booked that, but then they cut the scene out. I mean, dog, I was booking shit from it. Booked American Gangster the first time. Then they got rid of Leonardo DiCaprio, not Leonardo DiCaprio, the Spanish dude at the time that was supposed to play the lead, the guy that won the Academy Award for Traffic.
Benicio?
Benicio del Toro was the original cop in American Gangster. Then the budget thing didn't come through, so they hired Cameron Crowe. Russell Crowe. But I booked that one from fucking tape, where they were like, nah, they don't want to see you. Watch my smoke, bitch. Sometimes you got to show it to them. Sometimes you really have to show it to them.
Yeah, sometimes they lack the imagination. You're like, no, just let me show you what it is.
Let me show you what it is.
Before you say no.
What was the switch in your head, or is that just how you guys were born, that you can say to someone, like, you can know, like, all right, I haven't been getting it this way. Let's try something. Like, was it 4 years here? Was it 3 years here? Or is that just how you guys are?
That's just how I am. Like, I know where I want to be, or I know what I want. I'll try to go the traditional route, what you're supposed to do. If I hit a wall, what's another way to get there? And just keep on doing that until you break through.
I thought about it this way. I thought about it that the worst thing they could say to you is no.
Yeah.
Okay? We're here already. What the fuck? And, you sit here sometimes and you could sit there and beat yourself up and go, why is it so easy for him? Mm-hmm. And I got to break my balls. God has a plan for everybody. So I took it that way, and I don't mind. I don't mind for certain things. Like if I'm calling you for a weekend and you ask me for a tape, I'll tell you to suck my mom's dick.
Right.
Suck my dick, guy. I'm a Comedy Store regular.
Right.
Who the fuck you got in there this weekend? I'm like Al Pacino in Carlito's Way. Who the fuck do you know? I hung out with connected dude, made dudes. Who have you hung out with? Purse snatching, Monty Cone motherfuckers, and it's the truth. We're Comedy Store guys. So I gotta. For a while there, people say I want a tape. I'm not sending you a tape.
Right.
I'm a Comedy Store guy. Yeah. Come see me at the store at 11:45 Paul Moon, and you decide, bitch. So that got me insulted. But with the acting, I knew there was a big pool to draw from. At the time it was Big Pussy. There was a lot of guys in my category that threw heat, but I knew they weren't comedy. See, that's where my confidence came in.
Right.
I know they couldn't do what I do at 12:45 at the Comedy Store. I could do what they could do, but they can't do what I could do at the Comedy Store at 12:45. They can't. They'd shit their pants.
You were speaking earlier about acting classes. Are there acting classes just made for comedians? Like, it seems weird that you guys are going to acting classes for actors.
There was a guy in town when I got here. He was supposed to be the guy that turned comics into actors. So the improv, this is 1998. The improv had him there on Mondays from 11 to 3 teaching a class. It was like 60 fucking bucks. So it was $240 a month, And I think I went to 2 classes and it just wasn't for me. I saw a lot more ego than anything else. Like he just wasn't I gotta tell you something. The best dude I ever had as an acting coach was a black dude that charged $20 an hour on Gower. He had AIDS. He had AIDS.
Is that why it was so cheap?
No, he had a little school. If you go on Gower between Hollywood Boulevard and Sunset, on the same size as Roscoe's Chicken, there used to be all those little huts, thousands of little huts. He had a little acting class in there. The acting class was mainly at that time $100 a month.
Yeah.
But he charged you $20. That guy got me all the way to the end. On a Travolta movie, it was between me and Billy Gardell. But they liked us so much that they thought about just putting me and Billy Gardell. They said, you know what, man? In reality, there was 2 stand-up comics with this singer. We cut it down to 1, but we'll bring it back. And then Travolta decided to do the Scientology movie.
Battlefield Earth?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he was going to play Jimmy Roselli, about an Italian singer who...
I kind of want to see this movie instead of Battlefield Earth.
Oh, Battlefield Earth was a fucking disaster. This would have been pretty good. I think Travolta would have pulled it off. This was a long time ago. This is 1999, and Billy Gardell had already done a lot of TV work, maybe, and they came to see it at the store.
Yeah.
They came to the Laugh Factory to see me and the fucking store to see me. And then I went to Miami Improv, and when I was out in Miami, I asked Mike, called my manager, he goes, I got bad news for you. They pulled the plug on the movie. What do you mean? They had us. Jesus Christ. Red Azizi was here last week, a couple of weeks ago. And I remember him coming out here at first, and there was a string he was going on that you would have killed yourself. Most actors would have killed themselves. I think he went to like 11 fucking screen tests in a row.
Shit, yeah.
He was ready to kill himself. And then the lead guy said to him, every time you go, you get a little closer. You're going to get it. You're right there. It's just a pussy hair away from you nailing it. And look, he ended up nailing the fucking league.
Yeah.
Once you start getting all those callbacks, that means there's something around the corner. That's what I would do.
Totally. And even if you don't get it, there's the people in positions of power have a familiarity about you. You're not this dark horse anymore. And they're like, I know this guy. I know what he's about. And they have you in mind for something. So it's less of a reach the 3rd or 4th time.
My goal, when I used to have acting notebooks, like I would have a chart in the beginning. Like, let's say you opened up my notebook, I'd have like this, and then let's say tomorrow it would be 3-6. I would have like 3-6, and then it would be a chart that would go down, and it would have like the name of the project, I'd have the casting director, and then I'd have the role I was going out for, and then I had like boxes, like if I went to the first, like if it was TV, In those days, it was always 2 callbacks and then you booked it. For film, it was always 1. Some on big movies, when I first got here, there were pre-reads.
Yeah, there's still those sometimes.
There's still those where you read with the assistant, then you come back and read for the casting director, then you come back again. And I had planned it, bro. I would look at the sides and I would go, okay, I'm going to read this 3 times. So I'm going to put it together where each time is going to be stronger than the other before I even go into the audition. Like, I got into it. Like, I was like, I'm going to have this audition for this one for the callback, and this one for producers. They're all in the same neighborhood, but I'm going to do something different for each one just to show them I'm ahead of the game. Well, I would fuck them up. Bro, it would take... One time I ripped down the underwear as an audition. It called for bro, pilots, I'll shoot a motherfucker. Because pilots in the old days used to be a pretty decent fucking payday. I went in for American Family, not this one. There was a different one about 10 years ago that came out. And it called for a fat guy to be out in his lawn. It was like a story about you. You leave your family's house and you move into your first house. But as you're walking in, you hear some guy going, "Hey, it's beautiful out here." And it's a dude like me with shorts on, in a kiddie pool, frying like a hamburger on a little barbecue. But to him, this is heaven. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
His wife is a beast of burden. His kids were all fucking diabetic. And he's out there, and I never forget, I go, what if I went in there with a pair of, red, white, and blue underwear, V-cut. And I knew who was going. In those days, I had a crew of Italian guys that would call me the night before, and they'd say, "Are you going in for that role?"
Yeah.
So I knew how I was going up against. And there was this dude that, God have him in his soul, God rest his soul, his name was something, Tony something. He was in the movie Splash with Tom Hanks and John Candy. He'd been around here a while. He was killing me, dog. I go to auditions, he'd kill me. So I had to figure out how to get this guy on fucking check. So I thought about that audition. He called me the night before. He goes, "I'm going in for it. I know the casting director. She put me in something else." I said, "Oh, this motherfucker's trying to piss on my leg and crack me." I went to the store that next morning. I went to Kmart or wherever, and I bought myself some red, white, and blue fucking bikini shorts. I put sweats over it. I took a wife beater that showed my stomach a little bit, and I pulled it up. I got Scotch tape, and I put it under the wife beater, and I got a warm-up jacket, with a zipper, so you couldn't tell what I had underneath. And I'm like, "Joey, if you do this, you will book this fucking job." Because I used to book on psychological purposes.
Yeah.
I'll go in there and listen to what you're saying, and I'll do opposite. I'll go and listen to what Lee said, you said, and the other guy, and I'll do opposite. You guys are all on the wrong thing. You're all doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You got to go in there something different.
Yeah, totally.
I'll never forget, I walked in there, and they're like, "Hi, Mr. Diaz, give us a second." Perfect. They turned their back to me. And as they turned their back to me, I took that fucking hooded sweatshirt off with my little wife beater. This is when I was 375, though. This is a different game. I'm 297 now. This is 375. With tight red, white, and shorts with white fucking cocaine legs. I took those sweatpants off, and when they turned around, they went, "So..." They just froze, and I didn't even say action. I just said, "Hey, you want a burger? Living like a doctor." And they just looked at me, and they said, "Can you do that on tape real quick?" I knew I had him. I had him on the ropes. I did it on tape, bro. Before I got home, they had made an offer already. Everyone in that room went down there for nothing. That's what... Another time I went to an audition, dog, and I had a hole in my pants. For if you watch it, people still hit me up and go, "Are you an extra? And what's that stupid fucking show? How I Met Your Mother."
Yeah.
I went into the audition. I had no underwear on. And when I went to sit down, the hole in the pants got caught in the chair, in the leg of the chair, like the arm thing.
Yeah.
And it ripped open. And my balls came out. And I sat down. There was 3 lady producers. I go, "Did you see the Cuban egg roll?" And they just looked at me, dog, and started howling. And bro, what happened? I go, I forgot to wear underwear. I just told them the whole story. They go, "All right, you're good." I booked it. And then my agent called. They go, "Go back. You didn't even read."
Oh, shit.
I was in there for 30 minutes just laughing about the hole in my shorts. Didn't even read. I went back, read. They booked me. Next time I get to How I Met Your Mother, we didn't want you. They had no choice.
Yeah.
I fucked them up so fucking bad when my pants opened up because I just played along with it. What the fuck?
It's amazing how the world is very different Like if you went into a meeting at Boeing and like tried to like liven up the room a little bit.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, I would have to do the exact opposite.
So you would never really even like try to have a sense of humor down
I
there.
mean, I would amongst my coworkers and stuff, but I mean, you can't do that in like a meeting with people and stuff. It's very corporate and dry.
How
and-
fucking crazy is that to
yeah.
work and live that way?
yeah.
That's why you got out of it. I'd rather shoot myself than be.
Well, just
all
I always
uptight.
wanted to do comedy. It was always just sort of biding my time until I could make the leap. So it's not like I was this cog in the wheel and then I had an epiphany, like I got to get out. That's a romanticized version. It was just all very calculated and premeditated. Like, all right, just keep doing this shit until you put yourself in a position to make the leap. And so, I mean, it was fine. Yeah, there's worse jobs, but obviously this is way doper than.
But one of my favorite sayings is "Take a chance." Columbus did.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
And I felt like you can chase money whenever. That's always there. You can always chase money. What we're doing, there's a window. There's a window to do it.
How old are you when you made this decision?
Maybe I was like 26.
God bless you.
26, yeah.
God bless you. A lot of people don't know that money ain't dick, man.
Yeah.
Money ain't dick if you don't. When you're young, all you want is money to impress those girls.
And I never subscribed to that though, which is
No, I did. I did for a while, and I
Yeah.
realized that they're gonna suck your dick no matter what. You know what I'm saying? When you show up with a Corvette or a Cosby pill,
And also there's
somebody
something-
sniffing your ball sack.
there's something very alluring about somebody who doesn't subscribe to that white picket fence and cars. And there are plenty of girls who like rockers who don't make any money, or like comics who are. There's something sexy about somebody who's just going after that and isn't getting the house and the cars and all that stuff. Because that's there's not a lot of people doing that, and they feel like, oh, you're tapped into something that I need those things, but this person doesn't.
It kills me where I came to an age one day when I think, yeah, about 30, when I said, you know what? This money shit ain't even worth it. It's not even worth it. For years, I kept trying to chase it because I thought it would change my life, but it didn't change a thing. I was still the same person I was. And it wasn't until I changed my game up and looked at it. When you get into comedy, when you first get into comedy, unless you were very smart, you had a day job. And I had a day job for a while until one day you go, I'm not doing this no more. I'm taking a fucking chance. That's it. And, it's hard to, we were talking about putting things into the universe. How many times I had a job the last weekend of the month to pay rent. I can't tell you how many times that happened, but it didn't happen. You know how many times I went to the store on like a Tuesday night that I didn't want to go down there, and somebody would come up to me and goes, "Dog, I'm canceling Kansas City this week. You want it?" The guy said, "You could do it if you want." And you're like, I wasn't even going to come down here tonight. There was 6 people, because in those days you would call and go, "How's the room?" And they would go, "There's like 30 people. We don't want to come down here. We don't have enough people." And you get lazy. I was down there 3 nights in a row.
You realize that just leaving the house is a big part of the opportunities come just by leaving your apartment. Sometimes you can get discouraged early on in stand up and you're like, oh, I'm not getting spots and I have no spot tonight. Why am I going to hang out? But like that happens. Someone will be like, hey, can you do this? Out of sight, out of mind. So it even just pays just being around.
It's the hustle that it takes to do this at this level is amazing. And I love when people miscalculate it. I like when somebody thinks they have the fucking answer. They don't know that I get up at 6 and I tweet and I fucking do this and I write, and they have no fucking idea what you're doing.
Yeah, how much work.
Then at 10 o'clock you call your agent, then you call your manager, then you have to check with your fucking emails. Then I'm starting to get scripts from fucking these podcasts and advertisers, and your day is gone. And you're like, what? And then now I still got 2 motherfucking spots. And that entails driving and valet parking and going in there and taking your money. It never fucking ends. But why are you here? Why are you young? Being young means you're a fucking slave, bitch. That's what it meant in my world. When I was, till 40, it meant, forget about in your 20s. Like, if I had a normal life like yours in my 20s, I'd be working and getting my dick sucked on Fridays and Saturdays. Point blank. That's it. I'm living to get my, when I was 20, I was living to get high. But there were kids that had great jobs that were living to get their dick sucked. That's it. That's all that was on their mind.
Luckily I had tunnel vision. This is all I wanted. So I wasn't partying, I wasn't drinking, and it was just work, comedy. Because I knew I used to play video games a lot, and I just stopped doing video games.
Good for you. Yeah. No, bro, it's amazing when you get to the next level of what you want, the things that you have to sacrifice.
Yeah, just
And most people will never, ever, ever fucking grasp that. They'll never grasp that. And they'll sit and make excuses and tell you how you're gay. Somebody sucked your dick in Hollywood. When you first start doing comedy, you start going to these D rooms.
yeah, totally. You have to.
El Paso, there's just a lot of towns that have like B rooms, C rooms. And you start working with these frustrated headliners. It's a real education. Like I always tell people, you got to do a couple triple runs to work with guys that are in Seattle, that are doing a triple run, that have 1,000 stories, and they'll tell you why they'll never move to LA, And there's people who don't. Rod Long.
I remember Rod, yeah.
Right, Rod Long didn't move to LA because the Seattle Supersonics were giving him work, and the Seattle Mariners were giving him work, and the fucking football team was giving him work. And he had 4 kids, or 2 kids, and a wife. But there was other people from up there that just didn't want to do nothing. And I don't have time for that shit. Like, this is something that you keep moving. I never thought, like, did you really... You came out here to do stand-up. Did you think there was any opportunity of movies or TV?
Yeah, because I know that a lot of actors and stuff, they came from stand-up. I wasn't the type to just abandon stand-up if that were to happen, but I knew that, because I like acting and things. I like writing. I like doing that.
I never thought I would book anything.
Really? I always thought that was a possibility, but I just knew that stand-up was my way into that, or that would happen as a result of it.
I thought I would be an extra if I was lucky.
Really? I don't know. I just look at you and you're just like, there's not a lot of people like you, so I would think that you would book all the time, and you have.
I used to, yeah.
In your mind, you just think, oh, I'm not going to, but sometimes you'll see people in Hollywood, and you're like, oh, this guy's such a type. He's gonna work all the time.
I don't think they're sending me out as much. I think that they like that.
Well, maybe because you got some other plate spinning now. You got this, you got stand up, you have your special out.
I
so
think
maybe
they're holding it down and stuff like that. But it's, I think the biggest part for me of going back to the Comedy Store is seeing guys like you and meeting guys like you. I never thought about this part of my life, I went back to the store after 7 years, and it was all new faces. I mean, it was all new faces.
It was very cool to see guys like you and Rogan come back, who were such a part of the store, but not when I was there. I would only hear stories. So it's very cool to see you guys come back into the fold, and some other guys as well. Yeah, it's just nice.
I love it. With Ron White's down there and Chappelle. I mean, it's just, but it's really helped me to see you young guys. Like, I didn't know this is what it became. I didn't. When I first got to the store, the older guys were scumbags. They were the leftovers from the Kennison days that nobody talked to, and they were like, always had a story. They were scumbags. I mean, I don't know how many times I had arguments with older comics. And that's why when I went back, I made myself promises. Number one, I wouldn't linger down there. I feel like a pedophile down there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a fucking old pedophile down there, talking to the waitresses and shit. I wasn't going to drink down there, and I wasn't going to... Once I did my set, I had to get out of there because of the impression that those other old-timers left on me. They were the biggest fucking pukes. And I'd love to say their fucking names, but they live in their own misery now because they're not even up there no more. At least we're still in the game.
Yeah.
There were some old guys up there that were just miserable, and they would watch you get off stage and, like, wish bad... Like, you could see them. There was a handful of guys that would go up there every fucking night for fallouts.
And root against you?
Root against you. Root against you. When you got off stage, they'd say, hey, tough audience. Like, there'd be like 5 of them sitting by where the payphone used to be. Like, they weren't really watching. But, like, if you had a good set, they make believe like they didn't watch. How'd it go in there? But if you bombed...
They let you know it.
They let you know it. Rough night tonight, huh? And you would look at them and go... Like, I could fuck yous up right now, but I feel bad for you. I feel bad that you're at this part of your life and you are cheering against comedians.
Yeah, it's hard. And do you know how hard our job is? So that makes no sense to me when, like, they're your peer, you should have love for your peers and just want everyone to do well. Like, if your friend does well, it helps you out.
I really go down there with a different mindset. When I go down to the store, I really try to not let I need to be a certain person when I go to the store now. I need to act like an adult. adult. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real important to me to act like an adult and help you guys out. Like, any question you, man, I don't never come up to you and go, I have a tag for you. That's never my business. Get the fuck away from me with your fucking tag, you creepy fucking
Hey,
fat
if you have a
fuck.
tag, you have a tag.
No, I don't. No. I don't even have a tag for myself. Don't give me no tags. Worry about yourself. I'm not that type of dude, but I'm there just to say, hey, man, that was tremendous. Or because some nights I knew when I was going through a rough night, but there was one cool person who came up to me and said, hey, man, that was a great show.
Yeah.
And you're like, God damn it, thank you, bro. And that night you go home and you go, you know, I shouldn't treat all the people at the store down there. There's still a couple of great souls. Sometimes I think I'm dying and I get off, and the photographer, who is the nicest guy in the world, will come up to me and go, that joke about your balls, I was puking. And I go, you're the nicest guy in the world. You know, Troy Conrad.
Yeah, he's great.
He's just a great guy. And there's times that you leave there and you're like, I'm not even going to go to the bar. I did so bad. And he'll come up to you and go, that was a good joke, man. That was a good job. At least you hung in there. And you're like, you know, man, 20 years ago, it was a fucking ugly scene. Like from like 97 to about 2000. Like, I was there the weekend somebody OD'd in the back. Like, that's how crazy the store was. These guys were getting there at 7, and they were drinking, and they were shooting heroin in the back. Oh. The guy OD'd, he's back in Nashville somewhere. He still does comedy.
Was somebody like, can I have his spot?
What was that?
Was another comic like, can I have his spot?
Oh, no. These guys would go up there and sign up for the Fallout list. And wait. That's what you had to do in those days. The earlier you got there, you'd be number 1 on the Fallout list, unless Mitzi came in. And then Mitzi would go, huh? At least I had them down. You're at number 10. And you would fucking die. Like, that you just basically got down to do your first Fallout. You know Joey Diaz loves to cancel. And all of a sudden Mitzi comes in and bumps you. You're like, but they were those losers, and they would cheer against you. And then there was these other guys that were leftovers from the Kennison days. And they would go down there at night, you know, with their woes and their shoe. I gotta go to Canada this week, you know, like, they were still talking about Kennison and all that shit. Then there was just a bunch of other guys down there that were just hating like that. All those guys hated Dice. Like, when Dice would come in those nights to bump, and I never hated, like, Dice was bumping me, and I didn't have hatred for him. Eddie Griffin was bumping me, and I can't tell you know what it is to get past and to get a spot on Monday night at 10:30. And for Eddie Griffin to come up to you right before you're going to go on stage and go, psst, I'm going to go do 10 minutes. He did that to me. I had the house full. I brought 20 of my best friends from Seattle. It's opening night at the Comedy Store, and Eddie Griffin bumps me. I could have hated him. I have no hatred towards him. It was all an education, and sometimes you got to pay respect to the guys that are up there. You know, I'm happy they don't bump at the store now.
Right. I mean, it happens sometimes, but I get it.
I get it too.
Like,
I don't give a fuck if Dave Chappelle walks in. He's tremendous.
Yeah,
put him up.
let him go
Put him
on.
up. Put up Ron White. Put up fucking Adam Sandler. Put up Sarah Silverman. They pay their fucking dues, you know. I would never ask to bump anybody. It would be outside of my realm, bro. If you notice, when I get the light, I get off.
Yeah.
I don't disrespect, so don't ever fucking disrespect me, and we'll never have a motherfucking problem. That's why I do that. Yeah. I respect comics with the utmost fucking... I was thinking about a weird story the other day. I used to open, like he was talking about hosting. I used to host all the time on Sundays. I used to host and work the door for $25. That's how much Mitzi would like me. I'd work the back door and then go host at the same time. What? I never forget I told this kid, just the microphone was broken on a Sunday night. There was like 60 people in there, and I said before he went on stage, I took all the open mics, you know, you have that list, and I go, do me a favor, don't touch the microphone. And there was this one kid that I told him like 10 times, don't call. Wait till this motherfucker went up and did.
Touch the microphone?
He broke it. There was no microphone the rest of the night. They had to go get a microphone from the fucking belly room, and it didn't work, and it kept sizzling. And when that motherfucker came out, I said something to him. I got in his fucking face, because you disrespected all of us, man. Well, I needed to think, no, we just told you not to touch the fucking microphone, you know? We had to go to La Jolla one weekend, and he kept calling the store that he was going to beat me up with his buddies. They still got the pool hall in La Jolla, the little pool table.
No, not anymore.
They used to have a pool table. I took all the balls out of it, and I strategically put them in the flower pots outside. I had them in my pockets. I took all the cue balls, Chuck Norris style, and Steven Seagal, and the one about Brooklyn. What's the one about who shot Bobby Lupo? I hid sticks, I hid pipes, I went behind the barn, I got a knife.
I think I know why they took the pool table out.
When they took the pool table out, I hid everything, bro. And these dumb fucks got together, and I saw the car at the top of La Jolla, and I'm in front of the Comedy Store, and they're right there. They're gonna make a left, and I'm behind the door. I'm waiting for them to come down. I'm making believe like I'm smoking a cigarette. I don't see them. They come around the turn. They come shooting down, and as they kind of pull a fucking water gun out, like those big spray guns, I take the fucking cue ball and I just whip it at them, and it hits the side door, and it goes boom. They thought a missile hit them. They didn't even get a shot to shoot me with the water pistol. They took off and called Hollywood Comedy Store and said, Joey Diaz threw a cue ball at us and shit. This war went on for like 2 years with me and these two little kids. They don't even do comedy no more. It was like 15 years ago and shit. So the special comes out when?
This Thursday.
Thursday. Are you excited, brother?
I am, man. I'm very happy with it. Like the way it looks and the material.
Where'd you shoot it?
Alex Theater in Glendale.
Good for you.
Yeah,
man.
just kept it in town. It's nice being able to wake up and just drive to the gig, not hop on a plane. You know, it's your own special.
Yeah.
And to do it in LA, I know how the jokes do here. I did the road too, but it's like home court. I wanted to do it here.
You want to do it here. Nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah.
And you're excited?
Very excited.
You got a little tour to back it up a
It's
little?
PR stuff. I'm going to go to New York at the end of March to promote that. And then I'm doing the Crapshoot Festival in May.
That's May 19th to the 21st.
Yeah.
Good,
in
good,
Vegas.
Good. Yeah,
So.
Vegas. What hotel?
I don't know what hotel it is. I got to look at the thing. But it's a nice little festival they got. They got some cool people coming out.
Who else is in it with you?
Who else did they got? I got I forget. I think Morgan Murphy.
Okay.
You know
the
Morgan.
Crapshoot?
Yeah, Crapshoot. Adam Ray, Brad Williams. I'm trying to think who else. I think Beth Stelling's doing it too. I think Ian might be doing it. I don't know.
Good for you, man. You're
Yeah.
making, like I said, you
Bert's
guys.
there.
Oh, Kreischer's there. Cool.
David Tell. They have Bronger. They have a lot of people there. Josh Adam Myers is there.
Good. That's,
Jesus Trejo, another comic.
oh shit. Yeah, he's doing well. He won the. He's hosting tonight.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. But you did yours on Seeso, right?
Yeah.
Yours is out there.
It's still out there. I really enjoyed it.
Where'd you shoot yours?
Chicago at the Zanies out in Rosemont.
Okay.
I didn't like this downtown one. I want to shoot in the Zanies in Rosemont. So I think it was a great idea going to see. So I think you made a good choice.
Yeah, they let me do whatever. There was never any editing. They let me do whatever I wanted to. It came out how I wanted. They've been really supportive and everything.
I wanted to be a big fish on a small island. You know, like I wanted to really like stick out a little bit.
Yeah, you can get lost in like Netflix is cool and everything, but
I'll get lost. It was
yeah, they got like Chappelle with two.
Yeah, so. And I thought that Seeso was supportive, like you said. I thought that...
and they were really into it.
They were into it, yeah, they were
maybe
into
I could have done Netflix if I just really hounded and like fought and scrapped, but Seeso was just so into it. I was like, let me just do this.
Go there.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good choice. And I wish you... I mean, bro, you're one of the bright lights at the store.
Thanks,
watch
man.
you.
Thank you so much.
I mean, what's the name of the character?
Lance Gastopoulos.
Lance Gastopoulos.
Oh,
And
yeah.
what's he about?
He's just he's a loose cannon. He's everything that I wish I could be, man. You know, he goes up there in a wife beater and a mullet and just he's kind of like you, man. Just takes the audience by the horns and just whatever happens. Because I'm kind of heady. I have bits. I have shit that I'm trying to work out. Lance just shows up, and whatever happens, and sometimes it's great.
I knew you were doing something crazy one day. I'm like, what the fuck's he doing? He's got long hair tonight.
And it's something that the Comedy Store comics really like. And like it seems like it's almost sort of similar to you, Joey, where you're not like a hidden secret, but like something like a favorite of everyone who's there every night. Because every time I'm there...
Because every time you go up, something different happens. Like, you're not going to get the same Joey Diaz set every time you go up. And I think doing Lance is kind of like my version of that. It's never the same, and there's something fresh each time.
Good
So I
for
think that's
you,
why
man.
people like it. You know, it resonates.
Well, good for you. I mean, listen, like I said, you wouldn't be here if I didn't admire you. I want people, if you supported me, man, do me a favor. Download his special on Thursday.
Yeah, and I think
Talented,
it's,
he's funny, and he's a fucking sweetheart. Give him the code.
yeah. So it's a free month if you type my last name for the promo code.
Give him the fucking last name, please.
Anwar, Anwar.
There you go.
Yeah, free month.
Say it again.
The last name?
Yeah.
Anwar, Anwar.
So write that down. Do me a favor. Write that down. Anwar. Go to Seeso right now. Type it in. You get another fucking month for free. So the month that you had with me must be ending by now. Because it's December 8th, January 8th. That's it. You're out there.
Yeah.
You can't watch Saturday Night Live. I'm giving you another month. An opportunity to help out my brother here. Watch his special. He's funny as fuck. I think he's one of the bright lights at the store, and I think you'll love him. I wouldn't have him on here just to have him on. He's a solid motherfucker, and he's with me. He's with me, and he's one of us. That's it.
Thank you,
He
man.
doesn't smoke. He's a decent kid, unlike Lee Syatt. That's a fucking human dispenser of reefer and edibles and sugar cubes and all that other shit.
And
Yeah.
Chinese heroin.
Chinese heroin. That's how we're gonna end the year this year. I got a batch coming fresh from Toronto, some number 2. We won't shoot it unless you want to. I think we should shoot it.
I don't want to shoot it at all. What are you talking about?
I think we should get a nurse to come in here with IVs and fucking shoot us down. Number 1, Blue Apron is the number 1 fresh ingredient and recipe delivery service in the country. I hope you know that. Like we always talk about Lee, his dad, I've had it. I love it. I just like my wife cooks. My wife likes to cook, so I let her cook. I cook for the baby. You know, there's no Blue Apron for the baby, so that's the only reason why I don't get it. But if not, I'd be living off that family thing, and I'd eat the whole thing by myself. If I was a bachelor, I'd be getting the family fucking meal every week by myself. 3-4 dishes. I'd be a culinary fucking chef of death. You understand me? Blue Apron has established partnerships with over 150 local farms, fisheries, and ranchers across the United States. As a result, the seafood is sourced sustainably under standards developed in partnership with the Monterey Bay Aquarium Seafood Watch. Beef, chicken, and pork come from responsible raised animals, and the produce is sourced from farms that practice regenerative farming. Those who spend a lot at restaurants or at high-end grocery chains can now spend under $10 per person on the delicious meal. Cooking together builds strong family bonds. The research shows that Blue Apron families cook nearly 3 times more often, all right? Featured upcoming meals, I got salmon piccata with orzo and broccoli. I got pork chops with miso butter, bok choy, and marinated apples. I got vegetable chili, baked sweet potatoes with crispy tortilla chips. Are you kidding me or what? And here you go, spicy shrimp coconut curry with cabbage and rice. You know how to make that by yourself? You don't have a goddamn clue. Let Blue Apron help you. This is what we're going to do, all right? For less than $10, Blue Apron delivers seasonal recipes along with pre-proportioned ingredients to make delicious home-cooked meals. You're going to choose a variety of recipes new week or let Blue Apron's culinary team surprise you. Recipes will not be repeated for a year. So let's pretend you don't get the spicy shrimp coconut curry with the cabbage and rice. You ain't gonna eat it for a year, and you ain't gonna learn how to cook it. Each meal comes with a step-by-step, easy-to-follow recipe card and proportioned ingredients that can be prepared in 40 minutes or less. Guaranteed, Blue Apron freshness guarantee promises that every ingredient in your delivery arrives ready to cook, or they'll make it right. Check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals with free shipping, by going to blueapron.com/Joey. Again, you'll love how it feels, tastes, and to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. So don't wait. Go to blueapron.com/Joey. Again, blueapron.com/Joey. Listen, you're sitting there scratching your ass. You're waiting for this job to call you. You can't figure out what you're going to do. You sent out resumes. I got the answer. Lyft. It's that easy, okay? Every time I ride with Lyft, I get there safe, on time, the driver's courteous, the cars are clean, they don't smell like ass, and it's a dependable ride. I like to tell you about a smart way to earn money and get an extra $500 bonus driving with Lyft. You're in between jobs, looking to earn a little extra, looking to put money together for your kid's college fund. You're going back to school and you want another degree, or you want to get your first one, or you're writing your next great American novel, and you're looking for inspiration, all right? Lyft drivers can make up to $35 an hour, and getting started is just a tap away. You can drive mornings, nights, weekends. Just flip into driver mode and start making do-re-mi, a.k.a. money. Plus, Lyft drivers could earn tips right through the app, and those tips add up fast. And you don't have to wait days or weeks to get paid. You can cash out instantly once you've made $50 thanks to Express Pay. Driving with Lyft is super flexible, allows you to keep 100% of your tips, and it's always there when you need extra cash. Do me a favor. Again, you're just sitting there scratching your ass. Take a shot Columbus did, like my man, Fahim. Sign up today at Lyft.com/Joey. Again, Lyft.com/Joey. And for right now, Lyft has a special offer for our listeners. You'll get a $500 new driver bonus after you complete 100 rides in 30 days. You could do that standing on your head. Go to Lyft.com/Joey today and start making money and get your $500 new driver bonus. Limited time only. Restrictions apply. I want to thank Lyft. I want to thank Blue Apron. I also want to thank Honor.com, always sending me the best with Shroom Tech or the hemp protein powder. Go to Honor.com and press in.
Church.
Bam! CHURCH. And get 10% off your first order delivered straight to your house. Listen, Thursday, first thing you're going to do for me, and I'm going to remind you Wednesday night, is to go to Seeso.com and press in.
Anwar.
Bam! And get a month for free on the fucking arm. Like, I don't ask you people for nothing. Do me a favor. Watch this kid special. You're going to love it. We'll be back Wednesday night, cocksuckers. Tremendous podcast. I love you guys. Have a great week. Stay black. And remember, if they don't like what your dream is, tell them to suck your dick. It's over.